Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Women's Tour episode number 16. We're on our next objective. It's the end of April, so things are about to pick up with the season. This objective, it's only a half-star objective. It's 3 stages, top 5 overall. First 2 are sprint stages, so I'm going to quick sim those, hope that everything goes okay, and then we can focus just on the final stage. Before we do that, we've got an update on training of Megan Jastrab is a bit tricky, groundbreaking, not matching up. And I think that has a lot to do. Her style. Oh, his style is groundbreaking. Her style is traditional. That's our problem. So, swapping trainers for her is only going to do us so much good, as she's not going to match up with any of them. And we just don't have a trainer that can properly match up. So, yeah. I think we've already been through 2 of the trainers with her now. And we're going to have to just kind of suck it up and realize that even though she's a decent sprinter, she doesn't have a ton of potential, and she's going to have to level up fairly slowly. Meaning she's more of a short-term solution at that position and not a long-term position, which means like Daria Malkova with really good potential. While not as good right now, is a bit more balanced. And with a level or 2, will take over. In fact, I think she's already leveled up, possibly. Since, yeah, there you go, just this month. Let's go ahead and push into those first 2 days of the race. This is the team we're bringing, so we've got our sprinters, and then we've also got some climbing capabilities. If we weren't so secure in our position, I would worry a lot more and not quick sim a race that is a sponsor objective. But the team is finally stronger, not strong enough, but stronger. And B, our sponsor confidence is so high that a little half-star objective like this really isn't going to hurt us. So Jastrab took second on the first stage. Very common position for her this season. She's constantly in the mix, but not winning the sprints. All right, let's go ahead and move on to stage 3. We'll jump in the final kilometers. 45k to go, but the peloton is currently blowing up. Savage went to get water, still had some energy, but the pace that's destroying this peloton has destroyed Savage and Malkova, the only one she hasn't gotten water to. And she is definitely about to get dropped, so we're going to now set her to auto, and the gap seems to be just about to reopen. Nope, pace is starting to lift a little bit. Malkova just hanging on. And those are the only 2 riders I have in protection roles. The breakaway had 7 riders. It's now got 5. And their almost 4-minute gap is down to a half minute. Go ahead and use Malkova's gel, as clearly she's right about done. Savage as well, just in case it gives her a chance to recover slightly. So this is that decisive stage number 3. And profile, a lot of undulation. Uphill, downhill, good swings, and then a definite climb at the end. Not that it's terribly long. I mean, that category 3 is 20K from the finish. So we're looking at maybe 2 kilometers, maybe less on that climb. And there you go, Malkova and Savage. Gel's keeping them alive for a little bit. For now, I still ride to just stay put positionally. It'll be those final 2 climbs where we're looking to do something. We just went through that undulating area. Okay, without issue. Peloton is shrinking now. Savage somehow still makes it over the top, though. Okay, downhill pace is pushing it, but Savage still there. Never mind that Savage. Let's focus on our race. So I'd say we've got maybe 20 riders here in contention. 4 riders left in the break. They still have 27 seconds. But the moment we turn the pace up, I would think they'll get reeled in almost immediately.
Only 10 kilometers left.
Malkova has recovered a bit, so I'm back up to 5 riders now. And Savage somehow is still there. 9K, how close are we to the penultimate climb? We've still got a little ways. I'm going to go to about 8.5 before I start to do something here. Deselect Savage, 99. Heidi Franz. Jastrab is going to try to stay. She's not going to be good in tow, but she's in 3rd overall. Arden or Kelly? Kelly. Savage, no energy, so even though she's right there at the front, not going to have her be involved.
He could go all the way.
Okay, use Jastrab's gel now. At the moment, the peloton is actually growing, not shrinking. We're already on that penultimate climb.
This climb features some dreadful
And we see splits, but they're not holding. The breakaway is done. 5K to go.
Only 5 kilometers left.
Okay, going over the top here. Jastrab still has yellow bar and a little bit of downhill capability, though Hardin is actually better in that area. We're down to 21 riders. 2.5K to go. And we're about to begin the final climb. Jastrab, try to get on the back if you can here. You actually have a slight amount of energy. 1.3. Wow, this is shorter than I thought.
And there goes the mad burst for the final sprint.
900 meters.
He's going for victory.
We are in a good position here. 500 meters. For the win. Oh yeah, we've got it. Heidi Franz for the win. Great lead out by the team.
He dug deep inside himself to earn
And
this
she's
victory.
going to have a 10-second gap. 11-second gap. Kelly there in 5th, Hardin in 6th. Yoshikawa takes 2nd.
We're waiting for the backmarkers who appear to be fairly numerous in this difficult race.
That should be good for our overall position. And let's see, where was Jastrab? 15th. Little confused how Jastrab would be Group A1, but riders who finished 30 positions behind her were in the peloton. Jastrab actually was in that front group still. Ooh, France got the time gap, 11 seconds, plus the victory in the stage, I think will be enough for the overall. Maybe, maybe not. Jastrab does get same time, and then the time gap is right after her. That's going to be really good for our overall placement. So good, in fact, that Heidi Franz does claim the victory by a single second. Jastrab hangs on for 6th place, same time as 2nd place finisher in the stage, Yoshikawa. Harden and Kelly both get into that top 15 time frame, but they were placed at the back end of it. Otherwise, they would have picked up a few extra points for us. France gets the under 25, and we get the team classification overall. So, again, not only do we complete a sponsor objective, but we exceed it comfortably. And now we're going to be moving on to the 1st of May and the beginning of dossier period. Before jumping into the dossiers, I need to figure out what I can afford so we know what type of riders to go after. So looking at our finances, we just have the turn of the month. We bring in $81,000 each month, but outgoing is $104,000. So we're losing about $23,000 per month when you combine the rider and staff salaries. Now, the staff salaries certainly could be lower than it is. I mean, you know, there is wiggle room there. I don't have to have the staff I have now. We hired on that additional trainer because the finances weren't such an issue. But let's just try to see where we're at and what could we technically afford and get away with. So we've got a $23,000 monthly deficit. Looking at the winnings, taking that into account because that definitely has something to do with money in. We made $19,000 this last month. The month before, there's 15, there's 18 and a half, there was about 19, 20,000 there. So you got to say that at the very worst, we're going to be slightly stronger next season, meaning you would expect we can cover at least that 23,000, meaning right now we're essentially a net neutral in the money. So back to the sponsors for a second. Right now we are making $81,000. Next season we're looking at plus 18, so there's 18 to spend. So plus 18, and then looking at contract, Elizabeth Harden will only be kept around if she's similar money to what she is now, the $4,500. I pay maybe $6,000, and even then, I don't actually think she'll be worth it. Her overall average rating is tied into really just two categories: Peridor and recovery, and those two by themselves are useless. So she's good on downhill and flat. She's a glorified domestique at this point, and she's only 18. She's got a decent amount of potential, so I'm not going to throw her to the curb, but I'm only going to re-sign her if it's very similar money to what she's making now. So we'll kind of leave her on the books as that for an evaluation. Meaning right now, we're at plus 18. We've got, I think, all of these writers. Or Klaus is one that I'll want to keep. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. A 1 to 4. Youngworth. Berkshire is already gone. I know that. Cummins is out. Hickey 3 to 6. She just leveled up and she's still only a 60. Top res is one to keep. Oh, only a 2-5. Yeah, maybe not. We're going to be replacing a lot of riders. So that is 10,000, 20,000. 20,000 coming off the books, plus an extra 18. Plus we can afford more than that. Realistically, we can bring on 50,000 in new salaries. So I think that's where we're going to set our mark, is 50K. And that not hurting us that badly. I mean, that's not creating a huge deficit, replacing almost all of those with expiring contracts. So we might look at trying to re-sign a couple of them, but most of the original team members are going to be gone. Alright, moment of truth. Remember, last season, our biggest issue is that nobody was interested in joining our team. We were not only just a Continental team, but we were a Continental team that was going nowhere from the looks of it on the surface. We were so low down the pecking order. Is this season going to be a little different? Are we a little bit higher up? Well, certainly not with the stars. In fact, we're already down to a 71, and not one rider is above that 0 to 15% threshold. Not one. Look at that. All the way down to Elizabeth Harding. Is the very first rider we come across that has any interest, and it's pretty low. Let's go ahead and open that. That's 1.ca in the books, and yeah, it's not looking good. Okay, here is 2. Seglin is great on the flat, would be a great early lead out rider, really good stamina. Good downhill. Would probably be fairly affordable. If it was more than a couple points, I'd probably say no, but we do need to build our profile however we do it, even if it involves some Barradors. Dixon, a little punchy, a little bit of a sprint, already 29. Heather Fisher, 32. Ral Hoffman is young, just 22. Good on the flat, but nothing else. Yeah, this is not looking good so far. This is looking very much like last season. Here is our first rider in the yellow on the interest level. Okay, Kendall Ryan, US based. Another Barrador, just good on the flat. Good time trial, actually. Just 2 points. think we need to go for it. Why are you 7 points? Because you can climb. That's the only reason why. But that's actually admirable. And at just a 68, you gotta figure she's gotta be fairly affordable. It's gonna cost me some points, but I'm gonna go for that rider and see what can we do. Alright, let's... Wow! No one, not one rider in the entire peloton is terribly interested. Nobody. Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, US-based rider. Currently riding for Illuminate. Not really good at anything. Can kind of do things, but it's only 1 point, and we're going to need riders that are a step above where we're at. Another American rider, similar. Youngworth, what was your 2 to 5? We might be having to hang on to Youngworth. Okay, older riders. Cobbles. Punchy, but 36. Young rider, obviously breakaway mostly, but fairly balanced. We need to assign scouts here on like all of these riders. Oh, we have one on you already. Oh, come on. That takes us all the way back here. Unfortunately. And I think that was the one we hadn't looked at. There we go. Alright, so back to this. Only 3 riders left with general interest, and one we haven't looked at here. 26-year-old sprinter. Add that one as well. Okay, that's a start. We have 14 points left. Interest is very hard to generate, and even in that 15 to 30, very, very limited on what we have. Brookshire at a 66, downhill, recovery, really not helpful for us in other areas, and not having the potential. Though my team was kind of ticked that we lost American riders, or that we diversified the team anyway this last season. Go for the younger ones and see if there's something in there useful. 27-year-old stage racer. How is she a stage racer? Because her stamina is a 70? That doesn't make her a stage racer. Because her recovery is a 70. Right. Okay, 63 mountain at 21 years of age. Maybe I need to search American riders again and kind of just get the pick of the litter. Okay, there's someone. Let's go ahead and assign a scout. Open. Something a little different than what the others offer. Classics rider, young, not great. We're going to be going after a lot of future riders. '64 Mountain already. Worth a shot. Okay, a 19-year-old climber, 64, 62 resistance. $10 points left. Ooh, a 66 climber. Yes, please. That might be... I don't know how mail riders slipped through when I cleaned out the... Unless they were already in the database. I cleaned out the database of the new gen mail riders. But you still see some emerging. '66 climber. Okay, we are... Maybe he's the best young rider in the mix here that's coming up available. Certainly be out of our reach, though. I'm wondering if we get down here a little ways. Yeah, maybe we can get something. Our stamina's only a 62. She's 13 points. Alright, what I'm going to do is we're going to make a quick... let's do a search. Contract for 2022. Switch this to country. Again, this sponsor is heavily focused on having American riders. Contract is free. Chloe Daggert's not free on her contract. Apparently she is. Can't afford either of those at the top, though. We tried to get somewhere with Chloe Dygert last season. However, at the age 23-year-old, it might be worth it. Ruth 27, Amber Nabin 45, Faulkner's 28. Ouch. Elizabeth Harden looks like somebody we really need to hang on to, as we already dropped to Kendall Ryan's on our list. There's another reason to hang on to Brookshire, even if her rating is pretty false for the overall. Okay, Valente's on our list. There's Youngworth. Flores on our list. Peyton Manis is on our list. 61, 63, 63 sprint. Kind of sprint. 0 stamina though. So, where were we looking? Ruth Winder. Puncher 27. That could be a real coup for us. So Ruth Winder, I don't know how many points it's going to be, or Chloe Dygert. We'll see if either of them is available in the points haul. There's Dygert, 15, no. And we're looking for a Ruth Winder who was a 74, wasn't she? No, 72. There it is. Oh, 9 points. I'm over by 1. That's fine. We can eliminate one of these. Like a 62 overall. And we'll get back in there. There we go. Ruth Winder. There's your 30 points. So 1 star to go for. And then the rest of it's kind of just strengthening the team. And the only reason for that is nobody wants to ride for us still. It looks like we're going to have to mostly develop in-house for yet another season. And that's all the time that I have for this one, but the main look at our dossiers is done. The potential for next season, we do have money to spend, so if we can get Ruth Winder to at least a moderate amount of interest, unless she's looking for an insane amount of money, we'll definitely be able to sign her. It looks like we have more money to spend than we have ability to recruit effectively currently. Decathlon Gamer, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.